Hello, my name is Jacqueline Thomas Bass, and I'm presenting this interpersonal communication presentation as a fulfillment for my interpersonal communication course, HSCO 508. Slide. My overarching goal is to develop self-disclosure by becoming self-aware, self-acceptance, and task listing in revealing myself to others, demonstrate effectiveness listening skill, and engage in fierce conversations. Slide. I will enlarge the conversation by having that fierce conversation. Each conversation we have with others, co-workers, customers, significant others, and children either enhance our relationships or flatlines them, or takes them down. Slide. Interpersonal communication is the kind of communication that happens when people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. It's viewed as a continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning making. Individuals can often communicate with others without realizing it. So-called smooth communication is considered to include communication on an unconscious level. Slide. Interpersonal communication represents the sum of many processes aiming towards a change of information and significance between persons in a given situation. Slide. My family background involves my father, which was authoritative. He was a dictator type attitude. When he spoke, I had to listen. And when I listened, I often drifted. Learning to drift had trickled into my communication process and caused many barriers. My mother was submissive, mild-mannered, and she listened to my father. During that generation, you had to just listen and not interrupt. Slide. The disc behavior has an antonym, DISC, which represents different levels or areas of the personality. My personality, slide, and behavioral blend was SD is what is expected of me. S meaning servant and submissive, safe. D meaning determined, domineering. Um, those aspects do describe me. CSD, who I am. S, I mentioned already, that servant, submissive, and D, the determination. The C aspect is cautious, and I find myself being cautious and calculating. Slide. Noise pollution internally has, it's a lot of areas, I should say, in noise pollution that have gone over inside of my way of communicating. Noise pollution is considered equate speaking with mastery and power, perception, reception, and attention, which that's where I find myself having trouble when I perceive people prematurely, hearing what I want to hear because I've drifted, biased listening, considered something valuable and not valuable. I didn't know that I was doing that. I consider the person valuable, but if I don't listen, that's a way of saying it's not that important to me. Slide. Noise pollution externally. Importance of listening non-verbally. Although people are not talking, they're still communicating, and we have to realize that. Nonverbal actions disclose true feelings. And there's discrepancies when we're hollering but saying nothing is wrong. Then we have better quality information. Listening effectively can assist in a positive outcome for conversation. Slide. My action plan to self-disclose. Focus on the present and sharing intimately. Developing listening skills. Listening actively and demonstrating interest, interacting in the conversation and in the communication process. That fierce conversation, that being genuinely present and authentic. Slide. I have a bibliography here that you can go into and that you can look at those things that I've said, and you can research those things that I've said, and we have to understand that the nonverbal is just as effective as the verbal. I think about my family blend, my family. I think about my behavioral blend. I think about how all those things steps into my interpersonal communication. And I desire to be what God has called me to be. Therefore, I have to go within inside of myself, see what those internal conflicts are. I have to look and I have to communicate them. I have to look at my personality blend. I have to study it. I have to see those dominating, demurring ways. I have to be patient. I have to listen effectively. I have to learn to concentrate and focus and lean in and let someone know that I am interested in what you're saying, that you are important, that your conversation is important. And long as I lean in and give them that attention that they deserve, I empower them. They empower me. Learning how to be intimate. I don't have to put on a facade. I can open up and self-disclose. Let people know what I really think and who I am. Because it's nothing wrong with having a choice and have an opinion. I learned that I have choices and I have opinions. And I can stress those choices and opinions. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that there's harm or danger. I can step in and I can be intimate and I can disclose myself. And I thank you, Professor, for this class. I've learned so much in this intercommunication class, and I am on the path to becoming what God wants me to be. And that's to reach people, open up, and have fierce conversations. Thank you.